Morning, Vietnam. I am Star-Lord New Thor 7, your planetary defense commander. And I'm just sitting here talking about the planet, the weather, and the wildness. Things seem a bit wild these days. No matter where you turn. Ooh, look at those thingies. The contours. And the differentiation. And the shapes. And the ebb and flow of the clouds now. Look at that. That is marvelous and magnificent. That is Mother Nature at work. And she works in a beautiful, strange harmony with our sun. You may recognize the sun. He has pretty much been there every day of your life, every single day. The sun was there, shining light on you and your family and your pets if you had them, and the food that you ate to grow it. And the sun has an excellent relationship with trees, animals, water, and the atmosphere. Plus the moon. They're like a holy trinity. You got Earth, the moon, and the sun. And they're all cool. And they have all been here with us our whole lives. And so I've been like, hey y'all, the sun is amazing. And that hasn't been too popular. I get it. The sun is mysterious. Something that can never be fully understood or quantified properly. And it's amazing. I think it leveled up. And it knows some new tricks. So I hope we do too. Oh, hey, look, the giant kind of Star Warsian battleship shape is back on the corona. That is near the outside of the sun, or somewhere near the outside of the sun. But yeah, this camera seems to show extra contrast. So, yep, the sun, she is changing, and she's being playful. Which means nature will probably also be playful. And that can be dangerous if not prepared for properly. Oh, hey, look, we got 136 rivers flooding now. And a lot of them seem to be in the area of the quote-unquote asterisk Edgar Casey flood maps / Navy asterisk close quotation marks. And here's our wind footprint and like claw marks. So there's like a little badger paw, and there's like a big paw, and these are wind gusts. And the super badass weather Twitter team is at work day and night for you and us. Team Earth. What's it talking about? Oh yeah. So Remy Mermelstein, multiple embedded squalls within the overall precip shield moving through the tri-state area. Heavy rain, people. That is northwest, shoot, east of Philadelphia. Hey, look, Florida, take cover. Now, I need to remind y'all that these are models. Some of these are models, some of these are projections, some of these are radars. You really need to figure it all on your own. And then check your data with multiple sources. And so, here's this alligator looking, fill in your own adjective, adverb, whatever you want, at Florida. Wolverine gets freaked out by a cartoon. Wolverine gets freaked out by a cartoon. Is it working? Uh-oh. If you haven't seen the sun yet, just wait. Oh crap. What is going on? No way. Why must I always run into production troubles? Damn it. Is anybody out there? This information is good. Where we at? Yes, it is. How about South Carolina? I don't know. Let us check. South Carolina. If you guys have never heard of South Carolina before, it's a state in the United States of America. And it's south of North Carolina. But it is east of South Idaho. Where do we go? I went too high. Okay, you guys are out of the woods. Asterisk. Because you got snow and wind coming. I do believe. I think right now this is the area that is getting pounded up into these coves. But the follow through the storm, when it moves out, like you've been getting 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts up through here, and just the overall shapes that it's making with wind patterns like that. Looks like ribs, bro. Let me go. You pull out to the entire wind field, and so the atmosphere is active. You just had a eclipse, and then we've been getting hit by fast solar wind streams like almost nonstop. Coronal holes have been taking up like 27% of the sun's surface for a while. And so we've been getting hit by a lot of fast-moving charged particles. Sun love. And it seems like that's how the planet grows and transforms, and that these are like age-old processes. And so it's almost like we have spirit animals in our atmosphere. And so we need to stop being so mean and douchey. Oh, hey, look at that. All right, which one of you wants to fight that thing? Go kill it with kindness. Hey, these are some crazy shapes, man. That looks like a dinosaur skull. If Carbon can draw a dinosaur skull, then wow, Carbon is more talented than I've given it credit for. Look at those, look at those wind patterns. Oh yeah. And some of you squares don't get into the like planets and where they're at. That's cool. Because it's cool. But I'm not the dictator of cool. I'm just really cool. Was it talking about, oh yeah, so this is like straight line, and the whole thing of it is a round thingy that where everything spins around. The fact that Luna, the moon, Earth, Mars, Uranus, and Eris are kind of like in this straight line. Like that is crazy. That is wild. That is awesome. You could definitely write a movie or a Netflix show about this arrangement right here, right now. So which cool cat are you in this solar system? Are you like, oh man, I just want to be an asteroid and float around and do nothing? Well, that's possible too. We all get to choose what we're talking about. Oh yeah, this big storm. Shit, that's the whole thing about answering questions. Sometimes it takes time. There's a lot of data to go through, people. All right, shut the fuck up, man. You know, we were talking about pipelines exploding in Mexico, Ohio. You were talking about major government change in Venezuela, which is the number 2 or 3 producer of petroleum to the United States and the rest of the world. That whatever's going on now with the whole hundreds of thousands of employees being shut down, that it is big. We're at the precipice. So, man, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, if you can't handle me talking about whatever I talk about then. I mentioned in the other videos that today I'm not really interested in other people's opinions. No offense. Because I got this shit to show you. And I predicted accurately 2 volcanoes this week. So I'm operating at a high level. If people can't recognize that, then that's fine. Woohoo! All right, what are we talking about? Boom. Yeah, run through the data. So, yeah, you got a giant cold front coming through after everything got warmed up and melted. And then you're getting heavy rain spots throughout the entire East Coast with some heavy wind. We're talking through the big cities like Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington. And these are real people. And in Puerto Rico, some of the people are offering free meals to the workers who have not been paid yet, which is great. And on National Peanut Butter Day, this kid won a lifetime supply of peanut butter, and he's sharing it with the workers. And I think at this point, yeah, the people, we all need to band together. You got to help the people out around you who do a good job. 2019 is the year of Astro Fight Club. All right, when there's this whole debate on just people, when I had to figure out, can I charge a car battery? I went to read a bunch of blogs, and it's a bunch of people arguing. And so you don't know what the real fucking information is. Because everybody's arguing about how to charge a car battery properly. Like, everybody's kind of like throwing in their 2 cents. When some of us have been out here doing it well every day. Okay, what are we talking about? So is this fucking thing hype? Like, is the weird, wild, wacky weather hype? I don't know. After we've been hit by 6 or 7 hurricanes in the continental United States and all colonies and territories in what, 6 or 7 in 2 years? Yeah, it's wild. And then last year we had an entire parade of nor'easters. And so I think we're going to see another parade of nor'easters. And so this damage is accumulative and winter precipitation is accumulative. And what I saw when my car died, I'm driving and the sun was being very playful and active, unlike I've ever seen. And then my car died, like on a highway. It was going around the corner in a blind spot. And it was, but I made it, you know, like James Bond or whatever. Cranky weather guy, the king of weather Twitter, and the lord of the snow weenies. Long live Jon Snow. And Daenerys. Okay, under roughly 70 knots just aloft, gusting into the 60 mile per hour at the surface. Plenty of translation going on. Area of 80 knots off New Jersey coast. Squall just the edge of the western extent. 900 millibars, higher wind profile. Don't want it within, then you'd really pop. Lead rain, mixing plenty. What was it talking about? Okay, on to the next. Cranky again, our embedded squall pushing into New Jersey from Pennsylvania. Lead weather also doing plenty on its own. You got blues and greens, plus some yellows. Whoa, 80 mile per hour wind gusts in Boston. So this is a wind event. Dutch covering the, once again, our infrastructure is not properly secured and there are no real good overarching plans for public safety in worst case or even medium worst case or even low worst case events. We haven't made a whole lot of good plans. Ben is getting to talk about what Ben talks about, which is fantastic. His latest video today, I highly recommend to everybody. The kid is smart. Though I know he's not a kid, sorry. Oh yeah, X-Men. Man, why do they look so gothy? That's cool, dude, because there's color in there too. Whatever, here we go. Genesis 1. Yeah, serve and protect creation. I can get into that. And then Genesis 3 says, I, God, give you all green seed-bearing plants. All right, moving forward. Yeah. Birds. Birds are amazing. And birds always seem kind of happy. Birds always seem super happy. You ever seen a bird in flight? A bird definitely seems happy. Big Lebowski. Never seen it? You should. It's good. Too soon? Okay. The dude is back, man. What are we talking about? I don't even know. The Marines. Hoorah. Mecca. All right. Tornadoes in Turkey. Oh, yeah, and we have the thing going on in Venezuela, the whole who do you trust? Let's have a peace party. There's a great idea I've been talking about for a while where we can all get along as one human family, Earth, work together, build cool shit built to last. Sounds good. Okay, so we're talking about this. We're not even talking about the storm going on now. We're talking about the cold freeze that's coming up, and here are your giant wind patterns, I don't know, at the end of the month. And these things are like giant, massive Lego block wind patterns of whoa that we better start getting prepared for wilder action, Jackson, quantum physics type shit. I don't know, can you handle it? I can't keep up. I can. Why don't you keep up? All right, let's see what wonderful comments we have going on. Now, don't let me down. I don't know, today was a pretty hopeful day, I gotta say. Like, I think there are a lot of cool people on the planet. I think there are a lot of good people, and I think if everybody was given a chance, most people just want to be cool. I lived from 1990 to 93. I saw the promise. I saw the promised land where everybody can be cool, where you don't have people trying to distract you into diminishing returns to keep up an old system. But everybody knew the system was going to change. They knew 100 years ago. They knew 1,000 years ago. They knew it. It's all weird, man. Like I said, we've been here a long time, human beings. When people always talking about, oh my God, somebody's phone app is controlling the weather. No, man. Have you seen like if storms hit us, the infrastructure around the world holds up better against severe weather than anything we built in the United States that I'm aware of. Except the Statue of Liberty, but then that just goes to like Planet of the Apes. Okay, so here's your lightning line. And we've had active volcano steam out of the Caribbean at the end of December, the very end. So now we have a giant lightning line going over, plus with the thermal gradient of temperatures coming in. And if I'm using words wrong at any time, please forgive me. And so from now to, I don't know, the next 10 hours, this whole area, you definitely are on high alert. Stay aware, stay cool. Definitely watch your animals because, yeah, I mean, we're losing, people are dying in these storms. Whether it being getting hit by trees or shit that's blown around or in traffic or in avalanches or carbon monoxide poisoning, that the infrastructure around you is not that great, and how good the response team is usually dependent upon your local area. I've lived in Texas the majority of my life, so I'm lucky. They're all pretty super awesome around here. But then once this thing moves out, it is going to freeze. And when I estimated, it's like you have a 5 or 6 hour freeze, I think. SpaghettiModels.com, the best place to get all your weather updates. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, windy. I don't think we're going to fail. Sure seem to have been to the edge a couple times, though. All right, so we're looking at temperature gradient. And so here's where we're at now at 1 p.m.-ish Texas time. Boom. We're going in. Now watch as that is where the rain is right now. And so as this storm moves out, the cold follows. And so it's melted snow in a lot of places already. And then it will continue to precipitate and wetness and frostify and snowflake many things until the freeze hits. And then I think there's a chance it could stay frozen until the super deep freeze comes in. We're talking -30 temperatures in some areas. So, you're just trying to keep people aware, and at a time where people are operating on less cash than usual, it is definitely a good time if you were in any of these areas to stock up on, if you can afford it, get a couple extra cans of beans and water and batteries and flashlights and another bunch of stuff you can use to prepare if properly educated in all the right ways. And so watching the freezing frozen front move in over the super stormy part is going to be both interesting and dangerous. So that Boston to Washington almost. There you go. So that there, it looks like there'll be some heavy rain moving through there. Maybe. These are just models. These are just guesses. But then, like I said, then you get the freeze coming soon after, and it's going to be a messy mess. And already looks like a messy mess. And a lot of times, Americans like to focus on America like we're the only state. America's a nation, likes to pretend like it's New York. But it's not. There's a whole bunch of other nations in the world. And the fact that, like Brexit, which has the nations that had civilizations that had more tools than the West did, like Europe, are having a big Brexit where every government's like, we don't know what we're doing. Nobody knows what we're doing. Nobody's got a good plan. There's a big deal going on with our government shut down. It's like almost all governments have been trying to work something out. And I think that's been the case over the last, say, 7 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 100 years. You got to keep civilization moving forward as best you can in all the best ways. And we got a lot of good opportunities. Or whatever. Oh, look at the sun. Was that 2 sunspots now? Which will definitely increase the chances of increased solar activity. On top of the fast moving solar wind stream we're getting hit by, which is energetically optimizing our atmosphere. And now we're taking a look at the noctilucent cloud situation going on. And yeah, it's cloudy. So yeah, this big polar vortex, which is supposed to be moving in, I think, around the 28th. And you're going to be putting super low temperature possibilities and feels like possibilities, meaning if you add in the temperature with the conditions around you, like wind. Because I know that I used to go snow skiing, and if you're on top of a mountain when it's really windy and stormy, it definitely makes it feel colder. So this is the nastiness that is following this storm. That's 28, so that is 4 days away. And then, I don't know, nothing seems to be working properly. So I don't know where our weather is going to be at 3 days from now. And then the magical mysterious box, and just even looking at that wind field. It is wild. So you got flood warnings all the way up and down the coast. Millions of people there, lots of infrastructure, and it's been taking a pounding for 2 years. Over and over, wave after wave, again and again and again. All right, what cool shit are y'all saying? Ooh, I like emojis. Oh. Hey, watch this. It's crazy. This is like totally potluck. Cutting room floor information. I don't know what these clips are going to be, but they're going to be something.
Colder air resulting from sudden stratospheric warming is still on the cards. So let's look again at what sudden stratospheric warming is.
Sudden stratospheric warming. All right. Oh, I'm going to take a sip of my beverage.
So this is going to continue pushing off to the east, but a whole lot of rain with this system. And that's going to be one of the bigger impacts, especially for the east down to the southeast. Now, we are going to see a rain-snow line back through the Appalachians, the Piedmont, so Asheville up through Charleston, even Pittsburgh. Watch out. You're going to have some slick roads, especially by later today into Thursday. But heavy rain right along the coast. And we even have flash flooding concerns set up from Boston all the way down to the D.C. area. We could see about 1 to 2 inches with this system. There's a look at Kansas where they got just under 3 inches of snow with Winter Storm Indra. This storm now is on the move off to the east, and it is going to bring a wintry mix. So we're not just talking snow, a lot of rain and even sleet with this system. Today, here's the storm and where it will be. The snow now is going to be in the upper parts of the Midwest, but it is a lot of rain that we're going to see stretching all the way from northern New England down to the southeast. And we do have flash flood concerns basically from Boston all the way down to the D.C. area. Now, on the back edge of this, coming out of the Ohio Valley, that's where we could get a bit of a wintry mix. So places like Asheville, parts of North and South Carolina, watch out. The roads could get a little slippery by later today, and heavy rain along the coast. Winter Storm Indra is causing major travel delays and has also taken a deadly turn.
It's devastating. It is. Please consider your safety in your travels.
Farther east, Detroit's airport has shut down due to ice, canceling dozens of flights. Officials said the crews are working around the clock to get it reopened. Chicago's Midway and O'Hare airports experienced ground stops as well. Across the country, over 1,500 flights were canceled within the U.S. Tuesday and hundreds more this morning. On the roads, huge swaths of I-80 and I-70 were closed on Tuesday in Wyoming and Colorado. We have blizzard warnings today for parts of the northern plains. We're north and south Dakota and parts of western Minnesota. That's why we're going to be looking today at whiteout conditions. These winds are going to be kicking up as high as 50 miles per hour today, and that is going to cause blowing and drifting snow.
Well, in case you didn't know that it's winter yet, here are a couple of videos and images to remind you. Yeah, this is a big old ice disc, and that's a time lapse, by the way, okay? So it's not like that thing is actually spinning. That's a huge one. It can go a little bit circular in like a small pond or something like that, or a small lake. That is a huge example of one of those. And blowing snow, snow drifts, things like that. You see those little balls of snow? They're almost like little snowballs. Sometimes when you've got the unique situation that has to be going on when you get these frost quakes is that the temperature drops really fast. The other thing is that it's usually after we've had some kind of winter storm that includes liquid, like a lot of water, like a lot of rain falling out of the sky. And we had that with the most recent storm. There was some rain as a part of it, and then we had a lot of cold air come in, right? So this water will freeze underground, and then what happens is the ice expands because it gets cold so fast. That puts some stress back on the soil, and then all of a sudden, right, so the stress builds up until that rock cracks a little bit, and that is the loud boom that you're hearing. Sometimes you can get some shaking. It's not like a 6.0 earthquake or anything like that, but these things have been known to do a little bit of damage to foundations at times.
Snow from Winter Storm Indra triggered a deadly avalanche south of Aspen, Colorado on Monday. This is the second deadly avalanche in the U.S. so far this year. This avalanche happened at the Taos Ski Resort.
High winds turned deadly in California. 2 people were killed when a tree fell into a San Diego home on Monday morning. Winter storm Indra is kicking up winds, bringing snow to the Mountain West. Gusts as high as 45 miles an hour have been reported.
This is a hole that I just fell in like 20 minutes ago. I was gonna go shove off the ice to make a rink, and I took a step and went, fell right through the ice.
Crazy thing is that the ice looks pretty thick.
I've never seen something like this. It's also interesting to learn about all of this in one night and see the effect, which is so beautiful.
The super wolf blood moon got its name from being at the point in its orbit when it is closest to Earth, making it appear larger. Wolf moons are full moons in January, and it was red from sunlight refracted by the Earth's atmosphere.
Inevitably, always come.
Dang, wow. I'm so good. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So it's going to be stormy. It is stormy. It's kind of floody. And it has torn shit up as it has crossed across the United States. And shit is weird, wild, and wacky. And there's no reason to think that it's going to slow down anytime soon. So I highly recommend everybody stay cool, be cool, and be your best self. Because a good future really, really, really is possible. Oh, look, LOL, that's crazy. The ISDA, according to the ISDA, swaps info, full year 2018 and fourth quarter of 2018 review, interest rate derivatives traded notational rose in 2018 by 21.9%. to 236 trillion from 193 trillion in the full year of 2017. Yeah, I got other videos talking about derivatives. If you're interested, it's a subject though. You know, some subjects are more exciting than others. I mean, derivatives is exciting in like a James Bond kind of a way. But, I don't know. Wait, what were we talking about? Man, this is an awkward live moment I'm having with you people. And I said, you people lovingly as possible, bitches. All right. We'll check out chat, see if anybody's said anything super awesome. Hey, Chicago, I love you. Did you know I was born in Illinois? I've been underground in downtown. And I'm a White Sox fan. Peace be with everybody. That'd be great, dude, if everybody just stopped fighting. Then everything would be better. It's like the simplest solution to all things. Awkward. I'm going to change this frame in a second. I promise I am. But one of the subjects after the storm passing is this big freeze that will come in. So definitely, this wraps up. Yo, Skokie. Man, I assume you're all jet setters. Yeah, we're just talking about this polar vortex. And I went through a lot of information. And then this video compilation was badass. Wait, where do we go? Yeah. So. Wait. Let's see what this is. Here we go.
Stars create most of the light in the universe.
But with the number of known asteroids in our solar system reaching into the hundreds of thousands, we didn't have this level of detail with the others, which put the ability to safely get a surface sample in doubt.
And then a cool down again heading into the weekend. Another similar setup, places like Boston here charging in from basically 10 degrees, working our way up to 50 as we head into the later part of the week. But again, as we go into the weekend, some big changes there as well.
So you are still going to feel it, I'm afraid, and the temperature only managing somewhere between 2 and a hard and sharp frost expected. Maybe still 1 or 2 icy stretches out there as well. So bitterly cold tomorrow morning, still pretty cold tomorrow. Friday we'll see cloud piling in, and then it is, however, short-lived. The cold weather returns for Sunday.
Eastern areas will be warmer. In the west, a good deal colder. We've got London seeing a bit of rain at times, as will Paris. Across Africa, some of the wettest conditions over the next 24 hours continue to be focused towards the likes of Madagascar and northern Mozambique. Eastern parts of Madagascar in particular, flooding is possible. Eastern parts of South Africa are also prone to some further heavy showers and thunderstorms, certainly a lot more cloud. Head further north, I could see some further heavy showers and storms around the likes of Nigeria and Niger, but in the far north, it's across Tunisia, across parts of Algeria, and also into Libya. We'll see some torrential rain that could cause flash flooding over the next few days. Now we'll stick with the windy story, and the breeze picking up across eastern Med as well through Thursday into Levant. That could give some lifted dust in places. As I said, strongest the winds will be to the Levant, where we could see some heavy showers to take us through the night. Hello there. In South America, a few days of summer heat, and then the storms return. That's certainly the case across parts of northern Argentina, Uruguay, southern Brazil, and southern Paraguay. You can see one cluster of storms just moving away at the moment. Next one's developing on the satellite imagery here, which will remain very potent. Away from that, we've got frequent showers through the Amazonian basin, also affecting southeastern Colombia, Ecuador, and lots of showers, especially over the higher ground in Peru. They'll turn to hail quite readily across the northern Andes. A few more showers brewing through central parts of Brazil. There's a small chance shower in Rio and Sao Paulo. A lot of head further south, those stormy conditions develop. They'll have been around the likes of Corrientes, turning wetter and windier. Taking a look ahead then, we've got storms in Buenos Aires, a few brighter days, a few wetter days mixed in. Much of Mexico dry on Wednesday at least. A few showers that we've seen in parts of Cuba and Jamaica, edging a bit further northwards, but Dominican Republic prone to a few more showers around on Wednesday.
Fair, but having said that, we've been in the grip of some cold air to the north, but does it last? Well, no, it doesn't. That relatively cold weather returns.
Winter storm watches are already in effect for a good chunk of the Dakotas, tied to another storm that will follow this one. The first one brings heavy snow into Iowa, into Wisconsin, Green Bay, to some of the distant northern Chicago, right on the edge of the big trouble. And then behind this, watch what happens. Here comes another front. This is an Arctic front that'll bring some snow, and Alberta Clipper tied to that. Behind it, though, the wind will cross the unfrozen parts of the Great Lakes here, producing some lake effect snow streamers. And along with that, we have this stripe of 1 to 3 inches of snow right across the upper Midwest. Then it gets really cold into the beginning of the weekend.
I hope you're prepared for this nor'easter after nor'easter after nor'easter after.
I don't think they're nor'easters, though, because they're like hurricane winter storms coming out of the Caribbean
After
in the Atlantic areas. Who knows, man?
Forgive me for my wrongs, I have just begun.
It's one of those situations where the best thing to do is think about it in advance.
I hope you're prepared for this nor'easter after nor'easter after nor'easter after nor'easter weather pattern we are in. They're kind of like winter hurricanes, but different.
Forgive me for my wrongs, I have just begun.
It's one of those situations where the best thing to do is think about it in advance.
And we're not done yet. We have.
And you can actually see it on satellite. Look at this. Just amazing stuff. We'll keep you updated with the story.
But the story won't last all week.
Look at that thing, man. Yep. Giant cold shot coming after a storm that's like right here. That is wild. And that was why I was here telling you guys about the sun, which is beautiful, magnificent, magical, filled with light, color, warmth, and love. And the moon, The moon is beautiful too. So is our planet. But things are crazy. And hopefully we can all learn to work it all out in time to save the day. I think we can. But definitely volcano action. Looks like we'll get more major eruptions. The Mexico and Guatemala volcano ranges. That would be my guess. But yeah, there's the big storm, and that big thing. That is going to be followed by that. Looks like a dragon. It's like a frost dragon. This is so Game of Thrones story of fire and ice. And that's what our civilization is. You know, it's kind of like it's all the families and groups and tribes trying to work together, figure out what we're going to do. Because we got to do something. So I say, let's all work together and create an amazing future built to last. All right. God bless everyone. Y'all stay cool. Thanks for hanging around. And so, I'll be around. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.